Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Aquatic Ball Park. It's round 15 of the New South Wales State League. And after a wet weekend last week where no baseball got played, we're back in action tonight. It's the penultimate Wednesday night game of the season here at Aquatic. And it's your Manly Eagles taking on the top of the table, Baulkham Hills Kookaburras. I'll bring you the lineups for the visitors to get things started. Leading off will be the centre fielder, Solomon Maguire. Matt Bennett will be at first base tonight. Zach Shepherd, the designated hitter. Nick Chappell will be in right field. James Percival in left field. Riley Watson at third base. Tom Roberts at second base. Alejandro Ranieri doing the catching. And Luke Clapson at shortstop. And the starting pitcher for the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras side will be Tom Stanchich. It'll be a very different looking Manly Eagles side that you would have been used to so far this year. A couple of big outs. We'll talk about them later on tonight, but leading off for the Eagles will be Yoshi Yumazawa. He'll start at second base. Gabriel Mateu is at centre field. Aidan Torpey is at first base. Nelson Phillips is in right field. Tom Newbold at third base. Tom Butler doing the catching. Brendan Haythwaite is the designated hitter. Josh Beasley is in left field. And Kenny Nato is the shortstop. And on the mound for the Manly Eagles, Showtime Shohei Ariyama. For another appearance. His second last one for this season. As we have the plate meeting underway. Phil Hammer for the Baulkham Hills side and Brian Murphy for your Manly Eagles. And it will be Jerry Cobb doing the pulling balls and strikes behind the plate. And just waiting on confirmation on the field umpire for tonight. So big game coming up for the Eagles. A couple of close ones so far in 2021. Losing both games to Cronulla in the first round back. And similar results the following week against the Central Coast. That's it, sorry. Had an absolute mind blank there for a minute. So first grade going down in all four games so far this year. Washed out last week, both Wednesday night and Penrith. So Manly unable to face Penrith in any of the games so far this year. Or at all this year. Shohei doing his warm-ups with Tom Butler. We're not too far away from action here tonight. And looking to finish the season with a couple of wins. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, there was sound. So Solomon Maguire to lead things off for the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras tonight, batting from the left-hand side of the batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the Baulkham Hills leadoff. Ball hit down to the right side. Picked up and thrown across by Yoshi Umazawa. That'll be the first out of this game here tonight. A very good evening to everybody watching at home, not at the ballpark tonight, but watching in on EBSN. Feel free to say good day. Very youthful Manly Eagles side tonight. Of course, there's no Jalen Ray, who has headed over to the US, to Central Arizona, to begin his collegiate career. So Kenny Nato doing the job at shortstop. Hit out to centre field to Gabriel Mateu. So first hit of this game to the left-handed hitting Matt Bennett for the Baulkham Hills side. There's a ball with the single. Get things started here tonight. You'll notice that Connor McDonald's name was also missing. He's out with a broken finger. He'll be joining us in commentary later tonight. And Lachlan Mayo is also not with us this evening. He has moved down to the south coast to continue his studies. 3 big outs for the Eagles. And of course, Rodney Van Busen unavailable Wednesday nights. But he will be here on Saturday. So Zach Shepherd doing the hitting. Behind 0-2. 1 out here and a runner on first for Baulkham Hills. And that is down on strikes. Nice curveball there on the outside corner for Ariyama. That's the second out of the inning. And bring up Nick Chappell for the Baulkham Hills side. Nick Chappell takes that down. Bottom of the zone for ball 1. Ball, no strikes for Nick Chappell. This that ball into left field. Long run for Beasley. Back to the fence. It's over his head. Matt Bennett turns around second. Heads to third. Kenny Nato cutting it off. And it'll be a stand-up double for Nick Chappell. And pitch getting all the way over to the fence. And Baulkham Hills now 2 on in in scoring position. Bring up James Percival. Pitch up and in to Percival, so 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch missing away, so 3-0 for Percival. Ariyama with a couple of outs and a couple of runners on. Just looking for that very important out number 3 to get this inning finished. But it will be a 4-pitch walk for James Percival, and it will load the bases.
And the base on ball brings number 41, Riley Watts.
And bring up the third baseman, Riley Watson. Is in for ball 1, so Ariyama just struggling a little bit here with 2 outs. Seems that double from Nick Chappell's gotten to him a little bit. Just needs to calm himself down. Find his strike zone. Very capable pitcher, Ariyama. They'll struggle at times. When he's on, he's on. And he finds the zone there with the curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Riley Watson. So 1-1 to Watson. Curveball high, missing. 2 balls and 1 strike. And there is our field umpire for tonight, Mr. Simon Loud. And swings at that pitch in the dirt. Good pitch there by Ariyama. Evening the count now 2-2. Big pitch coming here for Shohei. One pitch away from getting out of this jam. Pitch fouled off into the leg of Watson. Survive and get himself another one. Bases loaded for Baulkham Hills. 2-2 for Riley Watson. taking his time up on the mound. Nice little crowd in attendance tonight. Plenty of our friends at Manly Cricket coming to watch the baseball. And that's on the strike. It's on the knees for strike 3. Good pitch by Ariyama. He's able to hold his nerve. He leaves the bases loaded in the top of the first. We'll have Manly coming up in the bottom of the first here. So Yoshi Umezawa will lead off for the Manly Eagles. He's going to get the lead-off duties for the rest of the season with Jalen no longer with us. And he's going to face Tom Stanchich, and it's strike 1 to get things underway here. The curveball is in for strike 2. Umezawa behind, no balls and 2 strikes. That ball into the right side, running as far as Tom Roberts there at second base. He picks it up, throws it over to Matt Bennett at first, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Misses inside for ball 1. Takes that one for ball 2, so Mateo ahead 2-0. Pitch on the ground to Tom Roberts again at second base. Over to first for the second out, so 2 quick outs for Tom Stanchich.
And that brings number 26, Aiden Torpy.
They bring up Aiden Torpy. Torpy charges that one into right field, so the Eagles with
Number
their
2,
first hit of the evening.
Number 10, Nelson.
He'll be aboard with the single. We'll bring up Nelson Phillips. And that ball is lifted high into the air, but a nice running catch out there by the Baulkham Hills centre fielder.
Stolen. So no runs scored.
Colin Maguire going all the way back to the fence to catch that one. So Manly and both Baulkham Hills get a runner on. Baulkham Hills loading the bases, not able to do anything. Manly with the 2-out single. So after the first inning on the Pro Car Automotive scoreboard, it's Baulkham Hills 0, Manly 0. Yeah, I just think you got a different code. Okay. 2-0 for Tom Roberts. Leading things off here in the top of the second inning. Ariyama just struggling with a bit of control here tonight so far. 3-0 to Tom Roberts. And finds the strike zone on this occasion. 3 balls and 1 strike now for Tom Roberts. In there for strike 2, so filling the count up at 3-2. Yama looking for a very important first out here in the top of the second. that one off. How to play. If you are watching online, you can jump on the Game Changer and keep up with all the play-by-play action. Just go to GameChanger.com and look for Manly Eagles first grade. Apologies for the quality of our home plate picture. Tom Roberts down on strike, so good battle there by Shohei Ariyama, working his way back from 3-0 to get the strikeout. Bring up Alessandro Ranieri. Fires in the strike to the young Baulkham Hills catcher. Ball's on one strike, down on the knees there. That's a single into right field for Alex Ranieri. Between the knees. Luke Clapson starting at shortstop tonight. No Jacob Eunice for the Baulkham Hills side. How's that one off? No balls and two strikes. That ball hit to Tom Newbold at third. Nice strong throw to Yoshi Umazara at second for the first out. Luke Clapson runs too quickly to get the second half of the double play. There's the first out here in the top of the second. Does turn the lineup over for Solomon Maguire. Check over at first by Umazawa. Clapson takes second base. Stolen base. There, puts a runner in scoring position for Baulkham Hills. Strike in there on Maguire. Just missing on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. One now for the Baulkham Hills lead off. That's it. Not able to be held on to by Tom Butler. That's the second strike. Builds the count up at 3 and 2. Off there by Maguire. Count remains 3 and 2. Maguire does draw the walk. So Matt Bennett batting now for the Baulkham Hills side. Singled in his first at bat. Runners at first and second for the visitors. 1 out. In there for strike 2. Foul there, ball there by Matt Bennett. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First count rung for 2021. Yama looking for strike 3 on this pitch, but he's down in the dirt. All blocked by Tom Butler. Getting himself dirty down there. Even the count at 2 and 2. Does get away from him, feels the count up at 3 and 2. Allows Clapson and Solomon Maguire to move up. Will be a pass ball, charge to Shohei Ariyama. So Matt Bennett with the 3-2. Chance to knock in some runs. Give Baulkham Hills an early lead. And will be ball 4, so we'll load the bases for the second time in as many innings. Bring up Zach Shepherd for the Baulkham Hills side. Struck out in his first at bat. Swings and misses of that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. 15 games for Zach Shepherd so far this year. 15 for 46. Giving him an average of 326. 4 doubles and 2 home runs. 16 runs knocked in. Another good block there by Tom Butler. Ariyama frequents the curveball. 1030 OPS. Pitches in there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ariyama already up over 52 pitches through 1 1/3 inning. A worrying sign for the Eagles side early here. Brian Murphy does have plenty of options in the bullpen, with Zach Shepherd fouling that one off. Zach Murphy being one of those options. One of many. One of those options is unavailable tonight in Connor McDonald. So another 2-2 from Ariyama. 2 coming from Ariyama, looking to strike 3, or even a ground ball double play. And it will be hit into left centre field. Be a long run. Gaz Matayu cleans it up. It's a pair of runs for the Baulkham Hills side. First to score here this evening off the bat of Zach Shepherd. He's in there with a single. Matt Bennett only going up 90 feet. He stands second. Hudson and Maguire score. And Baulkham Hills out to an early lead here in the top of the second. It's a very good evening to Don Bylighter, president of the Baulkham Hills Club, watching online. Chappell fouling that one off out of play. Swing. Tried to pull it back, but it is a swing and a miss, and it is strike 2. So 0 and 2. Sorry, 1 and 2. And goes upstairs and gets him swinging. So that is the third out. And that will finish the top of the second. But Baulkham Hills on the board early here. They lead 2-0. And we'll have Brendan Haythwaite lead things off in the bottom of the second. A correction on that. It's going to be Tom Newbold to lead things off. Take strike 1 from Tom Stancic. It's just missing the ball 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike. downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Tom Newbold. Manly needing to do a bit of work, get themselves on base. Tries that third ball into right field. Good bit of batting there. Tom Newbold gets things started here
Base hit out to right field.
in the bottom of the second inning.
Number 40.
They'll bring up Tom Butler. Manly catch up. Standing at Newbold standing at first base. Pitch in for ball 1. Another hit into right field. This time by Tom Butler. So Manly aboard. 2 runners on, nobody out. Good start here by the men in maroon. And now we'll bring up Brendan Haythwaite, designated hitter for tonight. Double steal there by the Eagles. Tom Newbold taking off on the pitch. Tom Butler just trailing in behind him. He stands at second. Alessandro Ranieri couldn't get a handle on it. Would have been a very close play over at third base. That's some good heads-up base running by Tom Butler. Gives Manly 2 runners in scoring position now, looking to tie this ball game. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second, as Brendan Haythwaite fouls that one off. Two balls and 1 strike now to the Manly DH. Gets that one up and out of play. So 2 and 2 now. In there for strike 3, looking at it on the outside corner. Haythwaite goes down on strikes. Able to capitalise on the opportunity presented to him. Runners will remain at second and third. We'll bring up the left fielder tonight, Josh Beasley. Third ball in there from Stancic. Missing for ball 1. Josh Beasley. One of the bunch of youngsters who've had plenty of opportunity in first grade over the course of the last 2 seasons. Very impressive 312 batting average so far in first grade this year. Only through 9 games. It's very good to see him improving the pitch down at the knees. A pitch off the elbow guard. So it'll load the bases. We'll bring up Kenny Nato. seen somebody go up to first base as quickly as Josh Beasley just did. Took it on the elbow guard and took off as if he had put the ball in play. So Manly with loaded bases. Kenny Nato, 7 games so far in first grade. A couple of them have been late game appearances, but he has started the last 4 games, all 4 games this year. He's proven a fairly handy replacement for Jalen Ray, both offensively and defensively. Obviously doesn't have the same bat that Jalen Ray has, but a very accomplished shortstop, and has certainly done well with the bat in his 4 starts in 2021. Takes a big hack at that one. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Hitting 214 so far in his 14 at bats. Down there for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Check over with Simon Loud in the middle of the infield for the strike, but not given. 3 and 1 for Kenny Nato. Punches that ball into centre field. Will get in front of Solomon Maguire. He'll go to second for the fielder's choice. Won't be able to get it. Tom Newbold scores. Eagles are on the board. It's a 2-1 ball game. Turns the lineup over. Nice little heads-up play there by Solomon Maguire. Knew he wasn't going to have a play at the plate, and Tom Butler wouldn't have been looking to score a second run. Josh Beasley just holding up for a little bit there whilst the ball was in the air. Didn't want to run himself into a double play. Just got into second in time before the throw from Solomon Maguire. The Eagles have their first run of the ball game. That one over the head of Nick Chappell in right field, but he gets back there to make the catch. And Tom Butler will come in to score. Josh Beasley moving up, so Manly getting the job done. Tying this ball game up in the bottom of the second, so a great reply here by the Manly bats. Yoshi Mazar with the sack fly.
And brings to number 11, Gabs Mateo.
And they'll bring up Gabriel Mateu. Plenty of 7th day XPA for you, Donny Bylighter, on Saturday. Big thanks to 7th day, our craft beer sponsor. Best craft beer on the beaches. You lifts that one into right field, but out of play and over to the throng of children behind us tonight. No junior games on the back diamonds due to the recent rains. They have come up from their alternate venue to watch the Manly Eagles play tonight. It's 2-2 so far here, bottom of the second. Check over at first. Oh, he's got him over at first base. So Kenny Nato thought he might have been in, but he is out. So at the end of the second inning on the Procar Automatic scoreboard, it's Baulkham Hills 2, Manly Eagles 2. James Percival leading things off. He's ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Get some of those runs back that Manly just scored to tie this ball game up. Ariyama finds the zone there with 3-1 pitch. Ariyama at 62 pitches so far. 3-2 now. Percival swinging and missing at that one. Pitch lifted into the sky. Long run for Gabriel Mateu, but it's going to be Kenny Nato to get underneath it. Makes the catch, falls over, but that's the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
And the catch taken out at 7.
Taking command out there at shortstop, Kenny Nato.
And that will bring to the plate number 41, Riley Watson.
Already put that up from 100 to 120.
It's going to be Riley Watson the bat out off the first pitch and takes that pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Manly 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Baulkham Hills 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Baulkham Hills loading the bases twice. Manly once so far. That pitch is getting away from Ariyama there. Everyone looked around to the back fence, but it was in Tom Butler's glove. Just lifted up in the air, but out of play. Even the count at 2-2. And a big swing and miss by Riley Watson. Another strikeout for Shohei Ariyama, and that's the 2nd out here in the top of the 3rd. Just looking at the State League standings, it is the Baulkham Hills club on top, 14 wins and 3 losses. Blacktown Workers sitting in 2nd with a 15-7 record. Riot Hawks in 3rd, 11-7. Tied with Canterbury, 11-7. Central Coast Marlins back in 5th spot, 11-10. Cronulla, 10 wins, 1 draw and 10 losses. They sit ahead of Macarthur, who are in 7th position, 8 wins, 1 draw, 10 losses. Manly down in 8th, 4-15. And Greater Western, 1 win and 15 losses on the year. Tom Roberts batting for the Kookaburras now. Going down 7-2 and 6-3 against Central Coast a fortnight ago. We fouled off over our heads. 2 2 balls in the strike now for Tom Roberts. And the first game back after Christmas, going down against Cronulla, 6-4 and 5-3. Definitely had the chances in all 4 games, just not able to close them out at the back end. Pitch lifted into centre field over the head of Yoshiyuki Mazar out there. It'll fall in front of Gabriel Mateu. And Baulkham Hills will have their 5th hit
And that will
and
be
a base run in the form of Tom Roberts.
Alessandro Ranieri.
Baulkham Hills, conversely, defeated Ryde 13-0 and 7-3. There were only 2 games played in 2021, having the bye the first week back after the break. So the catcher Ranieri now for the Baulkham Hills side. Ariyama looking for the 3rd out of this inning, get his Manly bats back in action. As Ranieri punches up into left field. Bit of a bobble there by Beasley. Roberts thought about going to 3rd, but quickly gets back to 2nd.
Number 60.
Let's see the shortstop, Luke Cluxton. Up to bat. In the lower grades for the Eagles, it has been 6 from 6. Under 18s, 3rd grade and 2nd grade winning both of their games in the new year. 2nd grade consolidating their spot on top of the standings in their competition. 18s and 3rd grade keeping their slim but not impossible finals hopes alive. Last week's washout against Greater Western not helping their cause. I never like to say any team's an easy win. But it was another 3 wins up the Manly lower grades were definitely looking for and definitely missed the opportunity for last weekend due to the rain. Ariyama. Checking over on Tom Roberts there over at 2nd base. And he's looking for their 3rd out here. A couple of runners on base for the Baulkham Hills side, threatening to take back this lead. Cluxton very patient at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ariyama just looking for that execution pitch to get the inning over. Missing low and in the dirt, even the count at 2-2. A big pitch coming here for Shohei Ariyama. Gets the swing and miss from Clapson. Down on strikes. That'll end the top of the 3rd. Gabriel Mateu to lead things off when we come back in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. will be Gabriel Mateo to lead things off in the bottom of the third. 2-all ball game. And I did mention earlier we had Manly Cricket in the house tonight, and I'm very lucky to be joined by one of the Manly Cricket legends, Cam Merchant, joining us in the booth tonight. Cam, welcome.
Luke, thanks so much for having me. What a pleasure to be here on a spectacular evening.
Mate, a massive difference to what we were experiencing last Wednesday night.
It was. I was all pumped up for to throw the first pitch, but obviously the drizzle came down, didn't quite happen. But wonderful to be here today to experience something pretty special, and something hopefully we can, as communities, we can all combine and support each other.
How's our pitching, our president, Mike O'Neill, doing down teaching you guys how to throw?
Nothing short of magnificent is Magic Mike, that's for sure. For so many different reasons. He's been a phenomenon down there. The boys absolutely love him. They respect him and all his technical advice, and the boys are throwing faster and quicker than ever.
Something's clicking over there on the computer. And how are the boys and girls down there at the Manly Club doing?
The club's in.
Sorry, Cam, just a bit of a sound issue there. Boys and girls at Manly, how are they going?
Fantastic. I'm loving the intro. Thomas Tankenton doesn't get any better.
Well, you see, he didn't fill out his player profile in time. And so, if you don't do that, you don't know what your walkout song is, you just get something.
That's it. Thomas Tankenton, well, I'll take that any day. Mate, the Manly boys are going fantastic. And again, Magic Mike he's been with us all season, pre-season, and obviously throughout the season. We love having him. Magical techniques. And the boys are throwing faster, harder than ever. And in terms of the club, in terms of cricket, we're coming second in club championships, so all 5 grades, plus women's cricket. Everyone adds to that. A wonderful field and at the future of women's cricket.
And obviously we saw Ollie Davies in the Big Bash. Must be a big thrill to see him up there and doing so well.
A young kid, 19, 20 years of age now, always showed a lot of promise. but very, very special talent indeed. And for him to show the whole of Australia, not just Australia, but the whole of the world, of what he can do, it certainly shows of what's to come in the future. So very exciting times. I actually love to see what he could do here at the Mound, mate. To be honest, Ollie Davies, completely different sport, but I reckon he hits a long, long ball.
He certainly hit a couple of long ones down in Monica as Gabriel Mateu takes off at third base, and he's going to be in there. Beats the throw from Alessandro Ranieri. So another double steal. So Brian Murphy using the running game to his advantage. He's got a very quick Gabriel Mateo who gets in there just ahead of the throw. And once again, Manly runners at second and third. And it's Nelson Phillips at bat. And he does have the Thomas the Tank Engine walk-up song. Quite to Cam Merchant's liking. Just going to check the count here.
Do we also have a replay of that? How's the umpire seeing that decision from there? What's happening here? Is who's making the home umpire?
So that's the field umpire's call on that play.
Okay. I've got a pretty much gun barrel decision making line right down the line here. Okay,
he is about 90 feet closer than us, and he's got the lights working to his advantage.
Never argue with the umpire.
No, that's right.
I'm going to go with Luke.
Unlike Mitchell Marsh the other night.
Yeah,
bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know about unfortunate, but obviously his carry-on may have put him in a little bit of hot water.
Yeah.
To any youngsters watching at home, not the way to carry on when a decision has been made.
So Nelson Phillips batting with 2 on and none out. Lays off that curveball. Field umpire Simon Loud says no go. So girls cricket really blossoming with the Manly club this year.
It certainly has, and it has for the last at least 4 to 5 years.
Yep.
And credit to so many people, credit to a lot of the guys down there. Simon Warrington, and he's taken on board with a lot of the girls. But then the participation rates in the girls cricket, they're absolutely loving it. Their skills have improved for the last 4 to 5 years, and we saw a lot of the girls here tonight.
Yep.
Loving their time here, and again, so community based, loving anything that has to do with a ball or sport. And you see these smiling faces and the girls going from strength to strength. It's a pleasure to have them around the club.
Nelson Phillips down on strikes, looking at that pitch from Alex Stančić. That's going to bring up Josh Beasley. Attacks and misses at that first offering. Pitch down below the knees. The ball, two balls on one strike. Yeah, just cut it.
You can still talk, but you won't hear it. That's good. That means it's coming through the computer, not the screen. Maybe this is just.
And it's going to be ball 4 for Josh Beasley. So takes the hit by pitch, and this time takes the walk. And it will be a pitching change for the Baulkham Hills side. So whilst Phil Hemmart walks out to the middle, we'll keep chatting with Cam. Cam, what else is happening at the golf day on Friday?
Golf day, charity golf day would be in the cricket every year, Longleaf Golf Club.
Yep.
Wonderful sponsors, everyone involved, again, community, everyone. A very early start, a couple of sausage sizzles, egg and bacon rolls in the morning. There'll be a few wayward balls, I'd say, so watch out if you're on fairway 4. There'll be a couple of slices, I reckon, within the club. But
It's not a bad hole to slice the 4th.
Fourth, yeah, quite windy, depending what day. What's the weather like? 30-degree winds. But Luke, mate, I tell you what, Wednesday night, if you haven't come to the aquatic centre here at French's Forest, then this is without doubt a little hidden gem.
It is.
Because I rocked up, the sun was just starting to set. It was a beautiful visual. The Manly boys were warming up, and it just really set the tone. Really lovely vibe, great people, and now I'm seeing some quality skills on show from not just Baulkham Hills, but obviously from the Manly boys.
Unfortunately, you've come at the worst time. Well, not say the worst time, but we had a youngster just head off to the US 2nd or 3rd of January on a college scholarship. So we won't see him for potentially the next 4 years. Hopefully for many more to come after that once he gets drafted into the big leagues.
And that's a very exciting thing for obviously your club, but for Sydney and for Australia. I mean, to set an example to a young kid, obviously got some serious talent, and I've got no doubt everyone would love him to just go all the way and really achieve the best he can in the major league over in the States.
Yeah, very. We're looking forward to see how Jalen does over there. Another player is the hard-throwing Josh Gessner, who is signed with the Philadelphia Phillies professionally. He'll be going over soon if he hasn't already left. So another young prospect out of the Manly area. One of many that's headed over America over the years.
And these youngsters are just honestly an inspiration to any local junior, whether it be, and it's the same thing. Ollie Davies, Jack Edwards, young cricketers coming out of the northern beaches of baseballs, heading over to we're talking the big leagues.
Massive.
This is, and then these kids, there should be more recognition for these kids to say out that they've got a dream, they've got some talent, they've got some skill, they've been picked up. We want to see their journey. We want to see how they're going, where they've come from, so they can inspire other youngsters, not just on the northern beaches, but all around Sydney, to say, I can do it too. They can set a wonderful example.
So pitching change, it's Travis McDonald on the mound for the Baulkham Hills side. Left arm has spent a little bit of time so far this year in the ABL with the Canberra Cavalry. Back in the State League for the time being. He gets Tom Butler on the check swing, and it is strike 3, confirmed by field umpire Simon Loud. So it's Tom Newbold before, not Josh Beasley. So Tom Newbold drew in the walk before the pitching change. Tom Butler down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and now brings up the DH Brendan Haythwaite. So Manly with the bases loaded, opportunity to take the lead in the bottom of the third. Big swing and miss by Brendan Haythwaite. Struck out in his last at bat. Wants to knock in some Manly runs here. Adam Torp is standing at second. Gabriel Mateu standing at first. They hit this inning off with a single in the centre field. Pitch up and out in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cam, who you looking at on Saturday?
We've got Wes out of Pratt Park.
Yep. Mitchell Stark playing in that one?
No, not for us. Funny enough, he was obviously a West boy, and he's come across to the good side.
Yep.
Mainly because he lives stone's throw, I think, away from Longreef Golf Course, and he's a member there. So.
I see him up there, him and Alyssa very often. I'm just up the road as well at Longreef, so overlooking the golf course. It's my home course.
Love it. Not a bad life at all, that lead, but no. Obviously the Australian tour to South Africa has just been postponed for now, so. That sets across a few things. We're lucky enough to probably have Ollie Davies and Jack Edwards back for the Sunday, which we play a quarter-final against Fairfield at Manly Oval.
Yep.
So we finished third. So we host a quarter-final in the one-day competition. Swing and a miss.
So you get Jack Edwards back for that one.
We do, yeah. Funny enough,
And he'll go to the SCG after that.
Well, the Sixers play on the Saturday
Yep.
night. So
Saturday
then Jack
night
Edwards behave himself, celebrate a little bit if the Sixers win,
Yep.
but then turn up ready to play on the Sunday.
So you got a Saturday Sunday game this week.
No, it's a completely separate competition on the Sunday. It's a one-day competition. So big top edge there, flies out. I love Luke. You see all the little youngsters running for the ball,
Yep.
the foul ball, and then from what I've heard,
They go home with a stomach full of lollies.
there you go.
And we get the balls back.
I bet you the parents absolutely love that. So they could come
Love
up
it and
with
hate
these
it.
4 or 5 foul balls, and that gets you 3 or 4 bags of red frogs and snakes. And,
It saves up $9 a ball in the process.
Yes, that's very, very true. Very true. Good trade-off though. Very good trade-off. Except the parents not happy because the kids can't get to sleep till 1 a.m. in the morning if they're dousing all
And
the
it
bags.
can cause commotion here with kids fighting over the ball.
Can imagine.
Or the one quick kid that gets about 7 or 8.
Oh, the little legs pump. I've seen them. I've almost seen a couple of little falls as we go.
And swing and the miss on Brendan Haythwaite. So Manly threatened, get the runners on, but they can't do anything with it. So we won't go to a break. We'll stay with Cam here. We'll keep chatting about Manly. And after 3 innings on the Procore Automotive scoreboard, it's the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras 2, your Manly Eagles 2. So West on the Saturday.
West
And
Saturday.
then Fairfield on Sunday.
Fairfield quarterfinal one-day competition.
One-day competition,
so
right.
It's a knockout from there, obviously. If you go through, then semi-final host there, and then to the final. So 8 teams remain in the one-day competition.
Comp, yep.
So we finished up third there, had a pretty decent run, and then, like I said, with Ollie Davis back and Jack Edwards back, that gives it a good step. But Fairfield will be a high-quality team. Leah Hatcher, who plays for Melbourne Stars,
Yep.
had a pretty good campaign as well. So it'll be a tough game, but one sort of we just got to be up for pretty much. And there's silverware on the line, and it's exciting time. Manly haven't played finals since we actually won the competition back in 2011. Funny enough, so that's a long time between drinks. But we've struck a lovely combination. Some great results. Everyone's standing up at the right time as a team. Stephen O'Keefe, who's just
I was going to say, you probably won't get him back on the Sunday.
we won't get him back on Sunday. We will let him
Next
celebrate and enjoy his time, whether the Sixers win or lose at the SCG. But I'd say the following week, and he has been nothing short of sensational for us this year. Letting wicket take it for us, but not only that, his presence and his leadership on the field has been special. And I'm sure I met with Adam, had a good pitch to him before, Mike's son, Mike Young's son, Adam, and we talked about his experience and obviously playing high level of baseball. These are the type of guys you obviously need in and around your clubs, helping the youngsters, working with the guys and bringing your teams together. That's exactly what Steve McKeith is for us.
A great experience head to have in that side with so many young players coming through the ranks at Manly Cricket. Solomon Maguire's going to lead off the 4th inning, so Baulkham Hills will start with the top of their lineup here. And it's going to be a pitching change with James Miller on the mound. The left-arm slinger, probably a bit similar to Stephen O'Keefe, left side of the body.
Does he turn him? Because if he does, he's
He
so
does.
different.
Pretty distinguishing too.
So he turns him a bit more than Stephen O'Keefe.
He relies on
look at
his
that.
off-speed just like that.
Little swingers.
That's the curveball.
Jeez,
Yep.
like it.
Drops right off. And it's his bread and butter for Jimmy Miller. Doesn't throw in the 90s like other guys you see. He just commands the zone with his off-speed and gasses up to about 60 or 70 when he really has to.
Little induckers and a look at it.
That one just a little bit
Lot of
high.
control. A wily character, I feel, from James.
Loves the conversation.
Does he? I feel like I want to speak to him right now. We're that close to the action. Go get him, James.
And a very particular routine he has, which I'm sure you'll notice.
Oh,
There you go, curveball fouled off there by Solomon Maguire. So, not just a great cricketer. Where are you playing with Manly at the moment?
I'm playing first grade.
Are you still in the first
Still
grade, right?
first grade,
Yep.
it might surprise you. They're still just hanging on, doing well. Average just under 50, or just on 50 just before the Christmas break. And then sort of come back. It hasn't been a great start after Christmas, but we're winning games. Other guys are standing up. and we, with about 4 games left in the season, we sort of stamped our authority to make it into the finals and give it a really good shape once we get a few of our older and more experienced and quality players. But
So 2-day cricket has finals system?
it certainly does, yes. We're sitting top 3 at the moment, and 6 points for a victory. 2-day cricket, I think it's about three games left with a 1 day to finish the last end of the season.
Yep.
And finals and playoffs instead from there. And you guys here, Manly, it was 4 games to go.
So this is the first of the final 4 games. Unfortunately, first grade are out of contention. But it's been a very positive season in terms of growth for a lot of younger players in this side. It's a very youthful side. And the average, you take out Nelson Phillips out of this side, and the average age is probably 20, 19, 20. Check swing.
Fantastic. So you
Solomon
can build
Maguire.
you can build a team around that. Is that where Manly are going
Definitely.
with that? So,
The league this year hasn't had the luxury of having American players come over to play because of the pandemic. Most teams would have 2 American players, 2 being the limit, come over and play, which just brings another dimension to your ball club. They bring over a wealth of information and experience. The 2 guys we had last year, we had a guy who used to play at Cincinnati College, and he was phenomenal. He came over late in the season. We had a Dutch catcher who came through a connection with one of our elder statesmen in Vaughan Harris, and he was great behind the plate, really connected with the whole club, and even did a massive job down in the juniors as well. So unfortunately didn't have that luxury this year, but hopefully maybe when the next season rolls around. That's in there for strike 3 on Solomon Maguire. So there's that curveball again, the loopy start from James Miller. He gets the first out here in the top of the 4th.
it's wonderful to watch. Old James Miller, geez, his craft.
That's a probably call that the wrong one, mate.
There you go. Yeah,
Very hard to pick.
Out of the back of the hand, it just looped at the last second. Committed was the batsman, and strike 3. James Miller, you little superstar. How good's he going?
So it'll be Matt Bennett to bat with 1 out. So we'll move out of cricket, mate. Tell us about your most recent television exploit.
I don't want to go too deep into it, but
No, we'll just give us an overview. We saw the reunion on Monday.
Yeah,
Did you get a start in that?
You would also like to see that we didn't have anything to do with it. No part was taking place. No, at the time when it was filmed, we had Ollie, who was our first youngster.
Into right field. Sorry, left field there off the bat of Matt Bennett. He's going to look to turn it into 2 bases. Turns around first. And that'll be a stand-up. 1 out double for Matt Bennett. So we won't say what the TV show was. We'll let people at home work it out for themselves.
Yeah, and if you don't, well, it just happened to be I met my wife today, Jules, and we met on the first time. We got married at first sight. So if you put 2 and 2 together, then you're doing well. But we've been fortunate enough to have our son at the time of filming. He was only 10 weeks old. He was still breastfeeding. So those nights, dinner parties and commitment ceremonies they take all night to film. They take a lot of energy, a lot of time. We just couldn't be away from him during that time. But I tell you what, I got the popcorn out on Sunday, Monday, and we watched everything that was back, and it certainly didn't disappoint. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it never does. No. Those script writers are very, very good over there.
If you knew, mate, no script writing at all.
No, definitely not. You can't script that kind of stuff.
You certainly cannot, and if you did, you're an absolute genius. But but not to be, mate. It was interesting. It was wonderful to watch. Actually, it wasn't really wonderful to watch, but it was entertaining for the viewer, that's for sure. As the saga continues, and the next season of Married at First Sight just about to roll in on February 22nd on the 9 Network.
That was definitely not a paid plug.
Not at all. Not at all. Wait for my paycheck on that one. I think it excited a few people to watch it. We were very fortunate on our series. Way everything sort of panned out, and we're lucky enough that we've had a wonderful 18 months, 24 months, and again with our little one, firstborn child, Oliver Chase. It has been a special experience, and I've got everything to thank for that, for what should have happened and where we are today.
Zach Shepherd takes ball 4 from James Miller. So after the first out, got a couple of base runners for the Baulkham Hills side. Well, Cam, thanks for jumping in and joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Lukey, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And again, if you're listening, hidden gem down in the French's Forest Aquatic Centre. Go to Manly Eagles. They've been fantastic. So thank you very much, buddy.
No worries, mate. All the best for the rest of the season.
And to you guys.
Thanks, mate. Big thanks to Cam Merchant, one of the legends down there at Manly Cricket. Nick Chappell hitting now for the Baulkham Hills side. 1 for 2 so far tonight with the strikeout. 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 4th. James Miller working his magic out on the mound. Looking to get a couple more outs, get this inning done with, get the Manly bats back in action. Punches that one foul and out of play. Another souvenir for the children of the bag of lollies.
It's the internet. It's the internet. Yeah, but it's
One ball, 2 strikes for Nick Chappell. Big at bat here for both teams. Baulkham Hills looking to take the lead. Manly looking to lock down a 0 on the scoreboard. James Percival waiting on deck. Into left field. Josh Beasley with the run, pick up, throw. Will hold Matt Bennett at third base. So Baulkham Hills loading the bases again, 3rd time tonight.
Number 67, James Percival.
Really applying the pressure to James Miller. No one in the bullpen for the Eagles as yet. Does bring up James Percival. Lifts that one into the sky. Nelson Phillips after it. Makes the catch. Matt Bennett tags. So Matt Bennett tagging and scoring on the plate. Kenny Nato Sorry, Aidan Torpy cutting the ball off in the middle of the infield. Tried to get the out at second base in the form of Zach Shepherd, but the throw was wild. Kenny Nato was unable to handle it. It would have been the third out, but it does see Nick Chappell score. Zach Shepherd score, rather. Nick Chappell moves up to third, and it's another 2 runs for the Baulkham Hills side. They go out to a 4-2 lead. The right play by the Manly defence, just unable to execute, and has cost them an extra run. Bennett scores regardless. And it's now Riley Watson, the third baseman. Poked into right field for a base hit. And that'll score Nick Chappell from third base. So the bases loaded coming in to score for the Baulkham Hills side. All 3 runs crossing the plate. And Baulkham Hills out to a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 4th. Tom Roberts batting now for Baulkham Hills. Miller just missing away for ball 1. Vaughan Harris has made his way up into the Manly bullpen. And missing down for ball 2, so 2 balls, no strikes for Tom Roberts. Sandra Ranieri on deck for the Baulkham Hills side. And 3-0 now for Roberts. Second time he's had a 3-0 count tonight. In there for strike 1 on the inside corner. Thought for a moment it might have been called ball 4, but Jerry Cobb says strike 1. Miller sets on top of the mound. And in for strike 2. Ollie Watson taking second base. So 3-2 pitch now. And that pitch back to James Miller. Picks it up, fires over to first base, but the Baulkham Hills get 3 in the top of the 4th, and they are out to a 5-2 lead. The Manly Bats coming up to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Travis McDonald back out here in the bottom of the fourth. Josh Beasley leading off to get things started. Manly looking down the barrel of a 5-3 deficit. As he takes that for strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. I said 5-2.
You said 5-3. That's it.
Oh, 5-3? 5-2. I was thinking 3-run deficit.
Yeah, that's it.
Swings and misses at that one. So 2 and 2 now for Josh Beasley. Cam Merchant exits, and into the booth is the big first baseman, left fielder, designated hitter, Connor McDonald. Connor, good evening.
G'day, Luke. Good to be here, mate.
A bit light on that one. We'll turn his volume up.
And the first down.
What have you done yourself?
Number 60.
Mate, I took a bloody ground ball off the finger at first in Canberra on Sunday. So broke my tib and had to have my nail bed repaired.
So you have a glove?
I had a glove. It was just on the other hand. Now the ball took a little bad hop right at the last second.
Yep.
And just hit me flush on. So doctor reckons it's probably 4 weeks out. So unfortunately it puts the end of my season.
As Josh Beasley goes down on strikes, and then we have Kenny Nato up to bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. So tough season for the Blue Sox with everything going on. The morale in the camp still pretty high.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Boys stayed ready for the. I think it was only 5 weeks where we didn't play. So yeah, boys stayed ready. Took it to Canberra this last weekend, which is good. So I think they only need 1 or 2 wins to be in that wildcard playoff game this weekend.
You've only got to make the playoffs, mate. It's a whole different ball game, as they like to say. That's in there for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. I think you guys, being as fresh as you are, you could definitely give it a pretty decent run.
I think so, mate. Yeah, as you said, finals baseball, mate. Anything can happen.
And that is ball 4 for Kenny Nato, so he takes the 1-out walk. He's going to turn the lineup over for the Eagles. Looks like a home series against the Aces this week.
Yeah, it'd be good, mate. The Blue Sox fans have been hanging in there with us all season, so it'd be a good opportunity for them to get out and support their Blue Sox. They've been following very well online and that, so it's going to be good.
Yoshi Umezawa now batting with Kenny Nato over at first. Travis McDonald hits the outside corner for strike 1. How was Lismore last week, mate?
Obviously,
Apart from the finger, obviously.
Oh, no,
Sorry, you went Lismore, Canberra.
Yeah.
How was Lismore the week before?
Mate, Lismore, they've got that massive grant up there, so I played Nationals there probably 2010. So that's the first time I've seen it since then. Mate, it's unreal. It's got this massive cage facility that's indoors. So you can work out there, rain, hail or shine. And yeah, they've had a massive rebuild. All the fields have been unreal. So obviously not winning a game out of 4 was disappointing, but it's good to get games in.
As Yoshi Umezawa fouls that one off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Family came down to say good day.
Yeah, Mum and Dad made the trip down on Saturday. They stayed the night, so we went out to feed, caught up, had breakfast on Sunday, and then they went home for the game on Sunday. So it was great to see him, great to catch up.
And I'm sure Brenda's watching, hopefully, even though you're not playing. Surely she's tuning in.
Yeah, who knows, mate. Brenda, if you're there, g'day, Mum.
Big hello to the McDonald family. Yoshi Umezawa going down on strikes. Travis McDonald getting the job done out on the mound. And that brings up Gabriel Mateu. And finals football. Gabriel Mateo goes into right field, but only as far as Nick Chappell. So that'll end the 4th on the Pro Car Automotive scoreboard. Baulkham Hills 5, lead your Manly Eagles 2. We'll keep chatting with Connor McDonald during the change of innings. Mate, you've got the lovely partner in her own finals at the moment.
Yeah, mighty Rebels.
Northern Sydney
Northern
Rebels.
Sydney Rebels, yeah. So the grand finals next weekend against the Raiders.
They had a close win last week.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch it because it wasn't streamed or anything, but I heard it was a good game. Apparently she got a couple warnings, but yeah, she got two warnings or 2 strikes, whatever. 3 strikes she obviously ejected.
Said she has some bad habits.
No, mate, she's just a firecracker, mate. Just little rocket, mate.
I think the score ended up being about 72-0.
Oh, was it that big, was it?
Yeah, I was
Far out.
watching the score updates on their Facebook page. And after I think the first half of the first half was about 30-0.
Yeah, well, if you're not doing anything next weekend, mate, you should come
Mate,
out.
I will think about it.
I've got me Northern's Rebels shirt, mate.
I'll
There
wear
you
my
go.
Canberra Raiders jersey then, shall I?
Oh. Just don't sit too close, mate.
Yeah, that could be something to do. No baseball
It's good to watch.
next week. I have watched a few games. Not the girls so much. I've watched the guys a few times.
There's one shooter in there who plays with the Jillaroos, or
Right.
has played,
Yep.
and one who's played for Australia for a gridiron team.
Yep.
And they just fold people in half. One of them just cuts people in half defensively, and the other one just runs over them, mate.
Nice.
You know that ad with the fridge?
Yep.
Yeah, that's her, mate. She's a fridge.
And where's your partner fit in that side?
What's it called? Yeah, what position does Gronkowski play?
Tight end?
Tight end, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's a tight end, yeah.
Right.
Well, she goes for the sacks. She goes for the quarterbacks.
Ah, okay.
Linebacker.
Linebacker.
That's
yeah,
it,
that's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know me good on it.
New pitcher for the Eagles on the mound. It's going to be number 34, Vaughan Harris. This is going to bring the age of tonight's lineup up a few points. We're just saying we had Cam Merchant from Manly Cricket in the booth before. We're just talking about the youthfulness in both Manly Baseball and Manly Cricket. Take Nelson Phillips out of the starting lineup, and the average age of this side's around 20.
You talk dating or anything, mate?
What's that, mate?
You talk dating or anything?
We did. We
Yeah.
touched on it right at the end. Good little segue into it. So we kind of tiptoed our way around it. Left some clues out there to see if our viewers could work out where they've seen the pretty face from. In there for strike one on the Alessandra Ranieri. So 4 weeks out, which probably puts you out for the rest of the season. Maybe a chance for the Ride Series in the last rounds.
Mate, who knows? If I'm able to play, I'll definitely be suiting up. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely love to see you put out a few long balls to say goodbye to 2020-21.
Yeah, mate. Never say no to the homer.
That pitch from Vaughan Harris down for ball one. 1 ball and a strike. What's planned for the off-season?
Mate, still tossing up whether I play winning ball or not. But hopefully get out, do a bit of camping, get time off. Girlfriend and I love going outside of Sydney, down the coast, or up the coast, whatever. Got a swag, mate.
We've got a pretty handy third grade side you can come and play with during the winter if you want.
Third grade,
Come by 4th grade.
Fourth grade.
I'm injured.
Might have to swing a few favours with the minor league committee to make that happen. Fouled off over our heads.
My friend's pretty good on this thing, eh?
Picks up everything, mate.
Yeah.
You sneeze up in the toilets in the
I'll
clubhouse,
get ya.
and we'll hear ya. I'm sure there's some sort of calibration that we haven't gone through yet that may limit that. And pitch in for ball 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Baulkham Hills catcher. So probably be the last of our innings for tonight. We're here in the 5th. course, Wednesday night games, 2 hour and 30-minute time games. So new inning after 9:25. That ball just comes over towards us. Count will remain 2-2. What about the brothers, mate? Anything you can tell us about the other two McDonalds?
No, just the one in Canberra with the Brumbies. He's training pretty hard at the moment. They got a couple of pre-season games coming up. I think he'll be playing in the runners though, which is kind of like the Toyota Cup to the NRL.
Strikeout there for Vaughan Harris, gets Ranieri down on strikes.
And they'll bring to plate number 60, Luke Hudson.
You got another one with the Bandits.
Yeah, but he's going to college in August, going to Odessa College.
Okay,
Texas.
Odessa.
Yeah, so
A couple of Manly boys have gone to Odessa in years gone by.
Yeah, I heard a few Aussies have gone there. But I'm not sure he's able to play in the ABL because they get paid as a professional league.
So he's just toiling away in the Brisbane League at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 4 homers too, so we're kind of having a little race. So I'm on 4.
What are you sitting on? 3?
4.
4. All right.
So,
Well, you might have to definitely play that Rod series then.
yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't hit too many before then. Hits it in the air to right field. Nelson Phillips underneath it makes the catch. So second out there. Top of the 5th. With Clapson out on the fly ball. They'll bring up Solomon Maguire. A question from one of our viewers, Sean Elliott, one of the reserve players for the Forest Renegades here in the Manly Minor League competition, says, ask Connor McDonald if he could beat you in MLB The Show like the rest of us can. So there's a bit of a group of us around and a bit of a online challenge against each other. He reckons he's pretty good. I'm probably better than him. I just haven't been playing for the last 5 years like he has. Do you get on the old PlayStation much?
I don't know. I bought one back when I was younger. I had a really good setup in my room, TV and everything. And I never played it, so I ended up selling it. So I got all the confidence in the world. You beat me at the show.
Mate, I went out during COVID and bought one. Just because that was what everyone else was doing, so why not?
Addicted to it now?
Oh, stupid. That pitch up the middle to Kenny Nato. Throws it over to Aidan Torpey. That's the third out here, so a 0 on the board. Manly Eagles still trail Baulkham Hills 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, started playing Grand Theft Auto. Really loved that game when my brothers had their PlayStation, and then got into a little bit of MLB The Show, and then found all these guys playing online. So that's pretty much been the last 6 months, staying up till 2 a.m. trying to catch up to where they are. All fun and games. So for Sean Elliott, Connor McDonald is very confident that he won't be able to beat me. And when I've been playing for as long as you, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to beat you too. How's the arm, mate? Bit of pitching?
Mate. Yeah, I was supposed to throw 2 innings before I broke my finger in Canberra. So I just stayed as healthy now. Obviously been a long rehab. Tommy John probably close to 3 years ago now. So I'm glad my arm's just healthy and not really think about it anymore. Just play catch and throw the ball and not worry about a sore elbow. So it's good.
Well, it's certainly been good to have your bat in the lineup. Extra arm for Murph to go to. Through a couple of innings in the limited time the Blue Sox have been in the ABL.
Yep.
Travis McDonald back out for his 3rd inning of work. Will be Aidan Torpey to lead things off. What will probably be the last inning. Hopefully Manly can get the runs they need here and take this victory. Fouls that one off out of play. The Adam Torpy, Nelson Phillips, and Tom Newbold to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Get a little bit of a rally started. 2 balls and 1 strike for Adam Torpy. Down for ball 3. So, since moving to Sydney almost 2 years ago now, how have you found it and how have you enjoyed your time with the Eagles?
I love it, mate. We're in DY. Just a 10-minute walk to the beach.
Which is that one fouling out of play.
Just off Pittwater Road. Got the boat beeline there into the city. All the shops around. It's bloody beautiful, mate. I couldn't think of a better place to live, actually. Sydney's such a massive place. To think I was moving down to DY, it's pretty lucky. And then obviously the Eagles are welcoming with open arms.
Back up the middle, straight back to Travis McDonald. No relation to Connor McDonald.
Not at all.
And that's the first out here in the 5th.
Brings to the plate number 10, Nelson.
What was behind the move to the Northern Beaches or down to Sydney?
Used to be with my girlfriend, actually.
Oh, yeah?
So when I played with the Blue Sox in the 17-18 season, I went home after the season. We were doing long distance for probably a year and a half.
Yep.
And she got a job opportunity in Warriewood.
Oh,
so
nice.
she was going to move from the eastern suburbs, Northern Beaches, and I had no ties really keeping me up in Brisbane, so I thought, I'll move down.
Why not? Certainly paid dividends for us, I guess, having you around.
Oh, bloody oath. Man.
Certainly brought another dimension to the club with your flowing locks.
Yeah, mate. Got to keep the sun off the back of your neck.
In there for strike 1. The ball on the strike to Nelson Phillips. Manly batting with 1 out here in the 5th. Well, big fella, all the best on the recovery.
Thanks, mate.
Hopefully you can squeeze in 2 more games in the last round when we're here home against Ryde.
Fingers crossed, mate. Thanks for having me on, Ricky.
No worries, mate. Got to keep you busy. So 2 and 2 now for Nelson Phillips. Oh, sorry, 1 and 2 for Nelson Phillips. Correction, it was 0 and 2. Now it's 1 and 2. Donald just missing away. 2 and 2, even in the count. 0 for 2 so far tonight with the strikeout. The Manly right fielder. Through the right side, but only as far as Tom Roberts, the second. Cleans it up and throws it to Matt Bennett at first for the second out.
Second out of
So
the
Manly
innings.
2 outs here.
Brings to the plate
Baulkham
number
Hills
23,
1 out away from ending the finish. So finishing the 5th. And if it's quick, we may see a 6th inning. The weekend action continues here with the Eagles at home on Saturday. 18s looking to keep their slim final chances alive when they get underway at 10 a.m. Third grade also hoping to close out the season with a bunch of wins and scrape into the playoffs. They'll get underway at 12:30 as Tom Newbold takes strike 2. Second grade underway at 3. Looking to wrap up the minor premiership and the top spot in the second grade competition. And then first grade underway at 5:30 on Saturday. Ball and 2 strikes, lays off Travis McDonald's offering there. Girls are away on Friday night against Greenway. But a game postponed due to COVID and the school holidays. A narrow loss a fortnight ago here at Aquatic, and then they were washed out last week against Penrith, so they have a handful of games left before their season comes to a close. And they are also an outside chance of qualifying for the finals, so we wish them all the best of luck. They'll be back at Aquatic in 2 weeks, so you'll see that game on EBSN. As Tom Newbold battles here. Big hello to the Chessels up there in Queensland. A pitch away. So 2-2. 3-2. So full count. Tom Newbold has worked the count full. Next Friday and the following Friday, the girls will be in action on EBSN. So back-to-back Friday night games for them as they close out their season. Foul ball there by Tom Newbold. As McDonald just resetting up on the mound. And minor league action this week. Couple of big games in the program. That ball hit past Riley Watson at third base. Tom Newbold will be aboard with the 2-out single. They'll bring up Tom Butler for the Eagles. So a couple of big minor league games this week. Last week's round got washed out. So the Manly Futures side still haven't had to face the big dogs. 4 times they've been scheduled, 4 times they've been washed out. That game will be replayed next Monday night here at Aquatic. Sorry, next Wednesday night here at Aquatic. That up the middle. So straight away from Tom Butler. He's going to be aboard. So Manly with a couple of base runners here, looking to extend this game and maybe steal a win at the end of it. It's going to bring up Ash Roberts to bat in place of Brendan Haythwaite. Andrew, who have you guys got this week?
We have the Redbacks.
Redbacks. So the Forest Mets will be taking on the Redbacks. That game's on Sunday.
I think that's second versus third in the table.
Second versus third.
Good game.
The Big Dogs will be taking on the Pittwater Marlins. Big Dogs desperate for wins if they're to play finals baseball. Hasn't helped that they haven't played the Futures at all this season. One of those teams that you want to play to get those wins on the board. And then the undefeated Renegades do take on the Manly Futures. A game up here on Diamond 2 at 1:30. So, Ash Roberts, no balls and 1 strike. Tom Newbold standing at second. Tom Butler at first. Schultz fouls that one out of play. So 0-2. I would think this is the last inning here tonight. Creeping up to 9:25. Pitch lifted into the sky out to centre field, but it won't get past Solomon Maguire out there in right centre field. Takes the catch,
And the third out of the inning, no run scored.
and that will end the 6th inning. So on the Procar Automotive scoreboard after 6, Manly Eagles still trail the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras 5-2.
And leading off the
So we are going into the 6th inning. It's going to be Matt Bennett to lead things off. Bennett 2 for 2 on the night with a run scored and a walk. So very productive evening from the Baulkham Hills stalwart. And it is Vaughan Harris back out on the mound. Just as I say, the Vaughan Harris is still out on the mound. I get a message from an unknown number on my phone telling me that Vaughan Harris's brother may start for the Renegades tomorrow. Oh, sorry, on Saturday. Didn't know Mitch Harris was playing. Mitch Harris, of course, the most talented most talented player of the Harris family.
I don't know. Youngster Kai Harris might have something to say about that.
I was talking about the brothers.
Ah, okay.
Don't worry about the grandchildren.
Of the next generation.
That pitch in. Strike 1. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I did face Owen Harris the other week, who bunted on me late in the game for absolutely no reason, just to pad his own stats. Maybe that's the Harris he's referring to.
Maybe.
Good to see the Renegades throwing someone other than Adam Charman. Or does Adam Charman only throw against the big dogs?
Well, I do know for a fact that I won't say for a fact, but I was told that Sean Chivers was meant to start on the weekend just gone. Had the
I
games
did
been
hear
played.
that rumour. And Matt Bennett won't get a hit on this occasion. Grounds out to Yoshio Mizawa.
First out of the inning. And that brings a change of batter to the plate. Number
Yeah, the Renegades are obviously scared of putting Charman on the mound against the Mets because he didn't pitch last time against us, and he wasn't going to pitch this time. So obviously he's a bit scared.
Adam Charman, of course, throwing 7 innings in the Winter Grand Final to help Pete's take out the Manly Winter Championship. And we have a hitting change or offensive change. Nick, who's hitting? Who? Oh, Craig Lewis. And pinch hitter for the Baulkham Hills side is Craig Lewis. Hits it through the ground, through the left side. And he picks up a hit. With a cameo appearance by the looks of things.
And that brings to the plate number 44, Nicholas Chapel.
Liam McCallum will pinch run. Takes over at first base. It'll be Nick Chappell to bat. And Vaughan Harris misses down for ball one. Straight back to Vaughan Harris. Goes to 2 for the first, over to 1. And that is a nice double play. Great defence there by the Manly pitcher, Vaughan Harris. That ball was hit hard, straight back at him. Turns that over to Kenny Nato for 1. Over to Adam Torpy for the second leg of the double play. And that is a nice, quick inning there by the Eagles. They have 3 runs for the draw, 4 for the win, as they come out in the bottom half of the 6th inning when we return. So Manly with a bit of work to do here as we enter the final inning of the night. Josh Beasley to lead things off. Travis McDonald back out on the mound. Yes, Owen, I definitely agree with you. I don't think anyone else in the Harris family could have turned that double play. Maybe Vaughan Harris is the better athlete of the 3. Surely there will be a day soon where all 3 of them will play together, much like the Eisenhowers will be doing this winter. There's a scoop for you. So 0-1 for Josh Beasley. In the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Okay, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch just not falling in time, so ball 2. 2 and 2. Something right eventually. Fouls that one off everything, off the catcher, off the umpire, and into the fence. Counter remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes. Dirt for ball 3, so fills the count up. And Beasley takes ball 4, so a good patient at bat there by the youngster.
Number 6.
Gets himself aboard here at the bottom of the 6th. Manly looking to score 3 for the tie, 4 for the win. Record their first win of 2021. So there's the hiccups. Kenny Nato, sorry. Yes, Kenny Nato to bat. 9-hole hitter. Yoshi Umezawa, who turned the second leg of the double play. Defensive change for the Baulkham Hills side. Jack Dormer is in left field. James Percival is out of the game. Ball and 2 strikes for Kenny Nato. Swings of that pitch in the dirt. It's first out here in the top of the bottom of the 6th inning.
And the first innings will bring to the plate number 2, Yoshi Umezawa.
Back to the top of the lineup, it'll be Yoshi Umezawa. Don't forget, we'll be on air from 10 a.m. for the under-18s on Saturday. 3rd grade at 12:30. 2nd grade at 3, looking to wrap things up. And then 1st grade, first pitch scheduled for 5:30. If you can't get to the ballpark, make sure you tune in to EBSN. Catch all the action here on Saturday. That pitch lifted into left centre field, over the head of the shortstop, in front of the centre fielder, Solomon Maguire. Beasley's in with a head first slide into second base. Yoshi Umezawa picks himself up a single. Manly certainly going down swinging here. 1 out, 2 runners on. And it's going to be Gabs Mateu. Maybe now that the DJ has found his walkout song, he might do something special, although he has been putting together some good at-bats tonight. And that pitch in there for strike 1 from Travis McDonald. McDonald at 62 pitches now, 37 of them for strikes. Tom Stanchich went 2 1/3, 56 pitches, 28 strikes. Pitch into right field, but it's going to get out of play. So 0-2 now for Gabs Mateu. Stanchich giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 2 strikeouts and a pair of walks. The Manly pitching line, Shohei Ariyama, 3 innings for 84 pitches. 48 of them strikes, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. And the curveball from McDonald down in the dirt gets Gabriel Mateu swinging. That'll be the 2nd out here at the bottom of the 6th. James Miller, just the 1 inning, 30 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And Vaughn Harris with the 2 innings of work for 21 pitches, 12 of them for strikes, just giving up the 1 hit and the 1 walk. So Baulkham Hills 1 out away from putting this one in the books. Aidan Torpy 1 home run away from tying this one up. Something not impossible for the Manly first baseman. Pitch away for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Punches that through the right side, out of the reach. Oh no, Matt Bennett does glove the ball on the bounce. Races Torpy back to the bag, tags the bag, finishes the ball game. Baulkham Hills will get the points in this one. They win the game 5-2. The Procar Automotive scoreboard. Matt Bennett 2 for 3 with a run and a walk. Nick Chappell also picking up 2 hits from his 4 at-bats. 4 strong innings from Travis McDonald there. Only giving up the 3 hits and the 2 walks, striking out 6 along the way. Baulkham Hills with 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Manly 2 runs on 8 hits, only the 1 error. That completes tonight's game here at Aquatic. We look forward to seeing you tune in on Saturday. We'll be on air from around 10 a.m. Until then, big thank you to Andrew Lowe, Cam Merchant and Connor McDonald. We'll see you on Saturday. Good night.